Hello everyone, it's Elizabeth and I'm here in my art loft and I need to turn on some lights, don't I? Let's try that. Might make it a little easier to see what I'm going to show you. Okay, I'm here in my art loft and I wanted to show you the junk journal that I made recently. Been working on it for the last couple of months, but not like every day or anything like that. Someone gifted me 2 book covers, the Memoirs of Madame La Marquise de Montespan, or however you say it in real French. But anyway, they were really old books, and they had a lot of, as they call it, patina on the covers, so there was, like dirt. Grungy hands, whatever you want to call it. But the covers on the one were pretty well, not too bad. So I took one of them apart and took the back off of it and made this junk journal with my paint roll-offs. And the other one I made into a different junk journal, but I'll show you that another time. This one's called My Secret Garden, and there was a group that I'm in that was doing a secret garden book. So I played along, and I have a little door in the front that I carved into the cover and took out the piece of the cover itself that was there. And I had it over here and was going to show you what it looked like, but anyway, it's gone. So there you go. I did bind it with black thread. Now I could change that to make it gold or red if I decide that I want to do that, because I did it with the black because I wanted people to see. I was doing a demonstration on doing the Coptic stitch binding, but it doesn't bother me that it's black because there's black on, when I wrote on things and stuff. Anyway, to get with it, we'll go ahead and I'll show you the things, show you the book I made. Okay, so I did redo the inside of the cover. I put in the marbled paper. And then I've got it, a lot of people use all different kinds of papers in there. Well, I just use the roll-offs from when I do my gel printing, because I do a lot of gel printing and I have a lot of roll-offs. And to me, they're more or less junk because they're on this brown paper stuff. But, it's like paper bag, and it's not... Paper bags don't disintegrate that easily unless you just soak them in water or something. And hopefully if you wanted to have this journal, you wouldn't be soaking it in water. Anyway, the first page it had some paint around here like this, and I just enhanced it with a gold. I'm not going to show you in detail everything, but this one I did enhance with a gold pen to say My Secret Garden again, and to put some leaves around it. The Secret Garden is, of course, a book and a movie, and I don't remember who the book's by, but the movie, the original movie at least, starred, I'll never remember her name. She was a child actor that could cry on command. Anyway, she was really good, and it was an interesting little story about a little girl that grew up in South Africa with her parents. Her parents die of some plague or something, and she then is sent to live with her uncle, who is a hunchback, and he is down on the world because his wife died in their garden, and he closed it up so that it would never be seen by anyone's eyes again, because it was horrible that she had died there. Well, yes, it was horrible that she died there, but he also had a son, and his son was a cripple, and his couldn't use his legs, and he didn't help the son because he was so stuck in his own grief, and he was afraid that the son would become a hunchback like he was. And so therefore he kind of just shut everything out of life, and it was like shutting himself out of the beauty of life, shutting himself out of the garden and everyone else out of the garden. Anyway, that's the story. But originally when I made this book, I was going to have just little places where you could open up and see a garden. It would all be secret. It wouldn't show on the outsides or anything obvious. But some of my roll-offs had little, I don't know if you can see behind there, but it looks almost like little leaves or little flowers or something like that, the design that's there. And so I decided, well, what the heck, I'll just make different kinds of things with garden flowers and things. These are flowers out of a flower identification book I cut up. And as you can see, I have all different kinds of roll-off paper. Some of them I folded just to have more interest in the way that they looked as they lay there. Of course, if someone else had the book, they could change that in some way. In this case, I have a piece of Japanese paper, and it is on a fold-out section so that you could write on all that. And some places I did go ahead and distress ink the edges, but this one I didn't, because I like the brown of it. It is the same paper as this, so it didn't need to be. Okay, so that just tucks back in there like that to be a nice little journaling spot. These are just different things. Here's some lace I added to it. This is napkins that I added to the page. So sometimes I have multiple pages that have something added, but then there are places that I have 3 or 4 pages that don't. And as far as journaling in it, I mean, you can write anywhere that you want on the page. You can even write over the the painted parts, because that's acrylic paint, and it takes pen really easily, really well. Some places there are texture, like this is a texture, because the paint roller that I was rolling onto it had a little too much paint, and so it left a bigger globs of paint. There's a little bit of texture there as well. I mean, some of these pages I think are interesting in and of themselves, rather than, if I added things to them. But you could add something as simple as a rub-on. That's not a sticker, that's a rub-on that I did right there, which I thought worked out relatively well. It looks like the flowers just, kind of sprouted up and growing there. And that's the end of the first signature. This is a napkin applique on, and this is another journaling spot with it just opens up piece of scrapbooking paper. The ink that I used here is the Gathered Twigs, the Distress ink, Gathered Twigs. That's my favorite one, and the reason it's my favorite is because it looks different on every color that you put it on. If you put it on green, it looks green. If you put it on pink, it looks brown. And of course on white, of course, it looks brown. It looks brown in most places, but if you put it on green, it looks kind of green. This pocket is kind of neat because you can put, you can have a pocket. You could put something up in here and have it stay as well. That doesn't even fall out. Again, that's a piece from the book on flowers, and I just used my gel pen around the edge to make it interesting. This is a clear thing from K & Company, and it's got a little butterfly there flying on it. So some places I put a lot of flowers. Some places there are 3 or 4 pages with no flowers. This one was fun. I got this little die cut thing, so I made little different colors so that you can make your rows different colors. I just thought that was fun because it fit in there so well, and it's not really a pocket, it's just a little tuck spot if you even wanted to tuck something in there, and it's not much bigger than the things would fit in. You might be able to tuck a small something under this leaf or something, but yeah, there are plenty of tuck spots and places to do things in here. I like the way it looks when that's folded. Of course, if you had this book, you could decide that you wanted to tear off this edge. You don't have to have the pages all the same as I have them. Here's another piece of Japanese paper, and I just made a tuck spot behind it with a red piece of paper. Since there's so much red here, I thought that was neat. And the tuck spot itself has a journaling spot on the inside, kind of dyed a little, tea dyed kind of, fake tea dyed actually. And that's two different roll-off pages that came together and look kind of cool together. This one is another piece from the same book, and this time I used my, what is that called? The pit pen to go around it, make it look like it has sewing on it, but it's not sewing. And then you have secret journaling spot here, which was made from a single sheet of scrapbook, 12 by 12 scrapbooking paper. And these are all paints of acrylic paint, and sometimes there are little bits of them that occasionally, they don't really stick together, but they stick a little bit together. And you just, you know, I mean, you just have to open them up, and then they're done. Another piece of journaling card in behind I think that looks neat on that. And then and they almost look kind of green there, but then you put this in, of course, it makes them brighten up and look like the lovely lilies that they are. But there are just about every color you'd want. This is a tuck spot behind a faux envelope that has, you could journal in all this, or you could just journal on the white spots, whatever you chose to do. You could include, in fact, I should probably include a little note inside there that could be taken out and used for journaling as well. I made the little spot here. This originally had white here, and I covered that because I had cut a little divot for it to tuck into, and I didn't like the way it looked, so I put the ribbon in instead. So that works well. So I need to remember to put a little card in there for journaling as well. Go in there. And I like the way that sticks up because this kind of relates to the colors of that. Black even. And this is the third signature. There's 6 signatures. This one has a lot of the multiple roll-offs, so you could use that for like a daily thing since there are like 7 spaces there. You know, a couple of weeks or so. Just a little something at the side that looks similar to that color. Is that coming up? Nope, I evidently put it down with my glitter glue. And here we have a regular pocket that I've used 2 pages. And I have written on here, all that glitters is not gold. And here we have a journaling card that looks like the negative space actually looks like a branch. I don't know if you can see that. Get in there, you. That's fun. Just some little stickers there that I glued on with the art glitter glue to make them stay, because my stickers that I have these days seem to be very, the glue on them is getting old, I guess. Okay, the 4th signature starts with a napkin applique. Partial napkin applique. There we go. These are designs that I have done with rubber stamps that I stamped off on this after I was doing it in my, you know, my good stuff, and then this is the leftovers. When you take paint off your gel plate, you have to put it somewhere, because if you just keep stamping on the gel plate with your same rubber stamp, it just like moves paint from one place to another. So there's a lot of little pieces, parts of those. There's a different design there. Some bright blue. This is a tucked in piece. And this is a piece of scrapbooking paper, which is attached here. And then, of course, we've got space on the back for journaling. And I've just fussy cut out the edge of the butterfly to make sure that when I put it underneath of this edge here, that the butterfly sticks out. See how it goes over the top? Kind of fun. That's just an K & Company border print sticker. Some more of the same kind of stuff. Combinations of using the small brayer and using the rubber stamp stuff. This is kind of a fun little page with 3 pockets, and each of the 3 pockets has a trifold heart So you've got lots of little journaling spot for all your little love letter secrets in there. Some pretty blue. Just a few stickers in various places to make them pretty. This one just highlights that little empty space that was there. Some more gold. These are some little crocheted flowers I did. And I thought they went well on that page. I like that page. It's really kind of a neat background. And then on this page we have two journaling cards that have rubber stamps. You could color in those to make them like, you know, real sunflowery looking things. I thought I'd just leave that. That's the back of that other page I said I really like. I don't often use orange. I think blue and the gold are my favorite. And you'll notice it if you look through here. Got a little bit of lace there too. But the orange just really, I guess that's why I like that orange so well, is that it just really stands out and looks different than most of the stuff that I do. Kind of orange and green. Another bit of blue. A bit of brown, red. And just a few more pages. And this is the final signature. And you notice that it's kind of loose where it is. Well, that's what happens when you do a Coptic stitch binding. So shouldn't worry about it being loose. I think I might have to, he's stuck pretty well. Yeah, I don't know. He'll be all right. He can probably be removed if needed. Okay, here's another tuck space. And this one is tucked under the edge of that butterfly. And that butterfly has, it was a sticker, but I didn't take the stickery part off that wing there so that these things could go under it and wouldn't stick to it. Then I also fussy cut the wings here so that these would stick out on the side here. Plus, when I applied it, I only put glue on 3 edges, so we have actually a tuck spot in behind there. And this looks like this. It's just a simple little card. Okay, and we're almost to the end. This one I just tore oddly because I thought it emphasized that shape, and I liked it that way. Some more multi-roller things. A little bit of orange there. This one has the lovely little trim here, and then you have an interesting journaling card here where you've got a secret garden in behind the leaves. And that was one of the things with the book. They had a hedge all around the garden, so you couldn't even see that there was a wall and the garden in behind it. But of course the kids found it, and it all turned out right in the end. There's another decal. I love that decal. I think it's so pretty. Here we have a little bit of trim. It says, a mind must open to bloom, and I thought since it's a secret garden type book, I thought that was appropriate. And here I've had butterflies that I actually made stand out. Ooh, that's not good. Get back on there, you. Yeah, he's all right. Stand out from the background. A little more orange. Another Japanese print, and this one has part of the branch. See, there's the beginning of the branch, and then it goes into the leaves here. And that was a roll-off print. Well, actually, no, I think that was an actual... I tried taking the print with this because it wasn't working with my other paper, so that's what happened with that. And this is kind of a secret spot because I just folded the page, because the page would have been like this, and then this, if I folded it, it would have knocked off the edge of that, so I thought it was interesting to just fold the page up so that it shows off the print that's on there. And next to the last page, we have a little, this is, I don't think that's K & Company, but I don't remember who did that. Stickers. Oh, it was a cheap sticker at Joann's, I believe. They had those little Studio 8 or Studio 58 or 55, whatever number it was. And the last page. Okay, so what I am intending to do with this is to make a box to go around it so that it will have a secret compartment under it, and you will have a box which keeps your book together and it's not coming apart, because as you can see it is a little bit wider at the front edge than it is at the spine edge. So there you have my secret garden, and I'm thinking of doing the box on videos, so keep tuned, stay tuned, and you'll see how I do the box. Talk to you later, and subscribe, comment, what are the other things? Oh yeah, thumbs up, anything else like that that you want to do. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.